Roll call, please.
Darcy. Lou.
Here.
Colleen.
Here.
Becca.
Here.
Frankie.
Here.
Paul.
Here.
Reese.
Here.
Okay. I'm calling for approval of agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve agenda.
1 second.
Second. All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Same sign. Agenda is approved. Okay, hearing of individuals and or groups. Lorna Porter.
Hello. Not too many new things. This month was the October meeting for MEA. We had okay attendance. We can do better. Really, we went over the budget and discussed how our funds, our dues, and will be used for our organization this month. And just I wanted to make sure membership is aware that this is also October is also the month that our local dues come out of paychecks. So there'll be a for classified staff, it will be a one-time $60 MEA local dues that will come out once a year, and then also $120 for certified staff. So just be aware that that comes out this month, and that is all. Thanks.
Thank you. Student rep, Reese Taylor.
Hello. Student government will be hosting the winter carnival at the elementary. Times and dates, we don't know that yet. But we will be working with Mr. Stemp and the elementary staff. Student government is also taking 3 students to Anchorage tomorrow, to OSOG. So while we're there, we're going to be helping the typhoon survivors. We went around town today to get donations and supplies that will help them. And out of that, we got MIC will be reimbursing up to $1,000 in supply purchases. We also have 6 boxes of MREs that the police department helped us out and MIC gave us. The AC Market is giving us supplies in the morning. And then Miss Sally Hayward is donating quilts. So we're very, very grateful for them and all that they are giving us. So, yes, that's all for me.
Okay, thank you. Okay, hearing of individuals and their groups. Pardon? On agenda items. No? Okay. I'm calling Shannon Hudson.
Good afternoon. Pretty short this time, which is good, I guess. No news is sometimes good news. Attendance, we're up just a little bit from last year. Still trying to work with families to make some plans, but we're up a little bit, which is always a good thing. Continuing this year to focus on math. We had a meeting on Tuesday with all the teachers to look at our data. I know Todd mentioned a couple months ago that we purchased or added a new assessment tool to our math. It's really quick. It's not a long one. It's called Amplify. It's M-Class. So it's the same version, or it's the same company that does all the state reading data, but this is their math version. And it's just, we're really in the very early phases of it, but the big part about it is that you can tell by the website that they're still launching and piloting a lot of pieces, but I feel like that's a really good sign for us because we're kind of on the cutting edge of some of these things. So we kind of started looking at the data. Dylan did a great job of kind of having teachers kind of go through what you're looking at. We're going to have them make some plans for how they're going to do some interventions moving forward. And in the next couple months, we'll just make sure all the teachers have an idea of, like, let's just try 1 or 2 new things this year. Similar to how we did with reading, is it just kind of takes time and energy and figuring out how to make the groups and where those interventions need to happen. So that's been a big push this year. Pre-K, Jeannie and I are still working through the expectations of the grant so that for next year we're fully funded for that. We're conditional this year. We just have a couple areas. One area is to create a handbook that's very specific to pre-K. And then through this year, we're each having to be, or we collectively as a building need to be on at least two different webinars a month that pertain to pre-K. So we've kind of been going back and forth with, she'll attend one, I'll attend one. Dr. Taylor has been part of that too, because she's part of that assessment piece. Still continue to build a really strong relationship with Head Start. And it's become really clear from some of the meetings I've now been on for pre-K is that we have a really cool, really unusual relationship with Head Start. It's a lot of communities. It's like Head Start and school, and it's not as like cohesive, and there's not partnership like we have. So I just want to put a shout out to Diana and what she's doing over with Head Start, and thank her for the collaboration that we have with them, because it benefits our kids. That's the bottom line, is you can really tell that those constant communications. This year they're actually going to have the two, Erin and Head Start, are working together with the assessments for parent-teacher conferences, for instance, and making sure that they're sharing that data between the two entities. So it's been a really good, we're just progressing, right? It's going really well. There are some upcoming dates. Next week will be Halloween, so that's always a fun one at the elementary. The parade is going to start at 10:15, so we will get everybody ready down at the elementary school at 10:15. For Josh and Mike, I'll send out a little parade route, kind of give you guys an estimate of when we'll be coming through. That late afternoon, we'll have a dance party again and some crafts set up for the kids, and then, of course, their classroom parties will be happening. Just a reminder that conferences are coming up around the corner. If you are not sure of your conference time, I know Jody has that kind of all figured out, so that's going to be on the 5th and the 6th of November. We have a literacy night coming up on November 20th, and our theme is Candyland. So I'll get more information out as that gets a little closer with dates and our times and all those kind of things for it. Continue to work on our PBIS. We have our posters up. This month our focus was, I'm not going to say this correctly, I'm going to try. Flutus slip nun, which means respect and take care of yourself. So all of our focus this year has been kind of around that area. And each week we're giving out a different golden award. So for instance, Miss McCarty's class was the first one with attendance. So we gave out a golden attendance award. The best in the cafeteria was Mrs. Hudson's kindergarten class. So each week we're kind of trying to address a different area of expectations. And then we'll just kind of keep wrapping around, because there's the 4 different columns of the IIL that we're kind of following throughout the year. I also just want to thank the big thanks to moms for putting on the pumpkin patch. I know that our kids came back super excited on Monday because they were all talking about their pumpkins and that experience, and I just want to thank that partnership as well, because you could see the smiles on the kids' faces Monday morning. And community garden, sorry.
It's okay.
Both of you. Yeah, I think that's it. Do you guys have anything for me? October? Okay.
Thank you.
How was the book fair? Did that go
The
good?
book fair, oh, thank you, remind me. It went really well. It seemed like while we were doing it, it wasn't as well attended, but we ended up making a pretty good chunk of change. So
Nice.
yeah, so it ended up, we were all surprised, going, gosh, it didn't seem like there was that many people here. But at the end of the day, we did really well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Mr. Gifford.
Good evening. Lots going on at the middle school, lots of exciting things. Our iReady diagnostic is nearly complete, and we'll begin using the results of that testing to start helping individual students in areas where they're struggling. So we're really excited about getting the ball rolling there. Last week, 2 weeks ago, we had an 8th grade parent meeting, starting to get promotion and 8th grade trip things figured out. The earlier the better, we always say. And so that went really well. We've got a great group of parents that are fundraising to give those guys the best opportunities that they can while they're over in Ketchikan and for promotion. Attendance has been improving, but we're still struggling a little bit. I'm working with my staff on brainstorming ways to incentivize school attendance, and so more on that to come. Our kids couldn't get enough of the pumpkin patch this weekend, so we ordered 65 pumpkins from AC, and I think they're going to end up donating them. And we try and emphasize the arts on Friday afternoons, and so this Friday we're all doing a pumpkin art thing, and so we'll try and get a picture out on Facebook for everybody to see. We're doing a whole school book study, and it's going really well. I'm hearing kids talk about reading outside of class, which is super encouraging. And so we're going to keep that rolling. And when we're done with this novel, we'll just move into the next one. So that's been going great. Last weekend, the Braves and Lady Braves went to Craig and played basketball. I've heard nothing but positive feedback about how the trip went, how our students behaved, and how they played. I think they won a bunch of games, so that's really cool. Happy for them. This weekend, gosh, we have a lot going on. Home games for middle school basketball. They are going to start at 4 o'clock on Friday afternoon. They'll probably go till 10 at night or so. And then on Saturday, they're going to start at 10 a.m. and go into the evening. So lots and lots of basketball. Excited to have that. With that, the 8th grade class is going to be running the concession stand as a fundraiser for their promotion. And so we're looking forward to a great turnout. Tonight, there's a middle school, high school concert in the gym at 6 o'clock. They've been working really hard on preparing for this, and they sound great. So hoping for a wonderful turnout. Allie Paris is doing a middle school science night on Thursday, October 30th. So 7th and 8th grade students are going to be in charge of running it, and they're going to have Halloween-themed science experiments for elementary students and their families to come do the night before Halloween. So that will be very fun, and there's going to be something on Facebook for families to RSVP for that. And then I just kind of want to end with something, and I'm going to try and do this every single board meeting, and just thank some unsung heroes in our school district. There's a lot of moving pieces that go into making this place successful, and a lot of times I know I struggle acknowledging that. But so this month I want to recognize our food service staff. They work really, really hard giving our kids great school lunches, and I've been to a lot of schools, and we feed our kids the best food I've seen anywhere. So just want to give a shout out to Ann, Stacy, Wilma, Ronnie, and Rochelle for doing a fantastic job. And that's all I have. Any questions?
I just wanted to put in the back of your brain, because I know they didn't do it last year, is the 8th grade survival trip.
Okay. All right. I am not the best survivor, but if we can get it going, we will go out and make it happen. I'd like to bring it back. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's to me, it's important. I mean, still have memories of it, but also because we live in Alaska.
Sure.
And a lot of these kids are hunters, and they go out and stuff like that.
And it's kind of a tradition. It's something that happened for a really long time and then just kind of stopped.
Yeah.
So I will work with my staff and see if we can plan something like that again. Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Ms. Nevis.
Good afternoon. And just to let you guys know, so when we first started streaming the meeting, it actually went out on the stream that was set up for our concert tonight. And so Phoenix has made adjustments. Everything should be set up now. So for those of you that joined us late, welcome. It was an honest mistake, but it's been rectified. So the high school is currently at 102 students. Our attendance right now is at 89.5%. We have so many activities going on all at one time. Our kids are traveling all over the place. They are gone for longer than what we're used to because as students travel up north, Alaska Marine Highway has adjusted to running ferries to Haines only 3 days a week. They're just, it looks a little different this year. And with all of those things, it also costs a little more money. But we're in full go, right? We did host an incredible wrestling tournament this weekend. As I heard one of our board members mention too, a wrestling parent. Wrestling parents seem to be built a bit different, and I would agree. They are. And it was a blast to have them. It was 170 kids roughly here competing this weekend. With some great community support. Thank you for the donations. I heard nothing but raving reviews about what we did. And that's the thing that continues to resonate with me is Metlakatla absolutely is great with hospitality and welcoming people here. We had a couple new classes that we tried. I wanted to get into it a little bit before we reported on it, in a business class by Mr. Weller and an intro to the medical field. Those seem to be going great. Great student engagement. It's a really neat opportunity to add both of those to the CTE programming. Man, the guy came in and has been a champ. I think he's at 5 or 6 preps right now that he has to prepare for every day, and he's a machine, and he's created an engaging opportunity for kids. So he's been doing phenomenal. We have started the fees and waivers. Those have been coming in. A couple of waivers. The process has seemed to go pretty smooth. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Leslie, in developing that. That seems to be going really, really well. Our new start time to the school year, there's been a little bit of regression. Students are having a harder time as our days are getting shorter and it's a little darker in the morning to being here on time, but it has never gotten worse than it was last year. It's only been better. We, again, as Josh said, middle school, high school concert tonight, 6 o'clock. Please come. I got to hear the band playing for the middle school PE class this morning, and it was exceptional. I'm so excited to watch and see what that looks like. I'm always impressed how quickly in a school and you can have them ready this quickly in the school year, knowing that most students probably did not practice during the summer. And to walk into the classroom in the first week and then walk in now 2 months in, and it's phenomenal. One thing that I have been watching through the school year, this far into the school year, I've given multiple ISSs and OSSs. And one thing that I would like to have an opportunity down the road to discuss with the school board is what OSS would look like and what it could look like as we've continued to collect data. And so I really want to, as we look at possibly a work session or whatever, with that we can talk about what that could look like for our kids. As we've looked at those things, not only has it been a collaboration between Chelsea, Josh, and myself, and Shannon, it's also included our local law enforcement and our new law enforcement. We're even very lucky to have a new officer here that has been present in the school almost daily. And even to be down at the elementary school as they're releasing. Big shout out to them. I think that's been a phenomenal support and great communication. Over the last month, I went to the principals conference in Anchorage and went to the Region 5 ADs and principals conference. One of the big topics that kept coming up there are the teacher staffing issues. We're short on teachers across the whole state. And there are multiple school districts that have hired teachers on a visa to come in and what that would look like. I really appreciate the fact that we're trying very hard to make sure that we don't appear to be farming our education out to people not from the United States. And so, but I think the information that I was getting from them, and even with AXA, they now are sponsoring that process. And so I think the longer, though, that we can keep going without, the better off we'll be. Upcoming event, on the weekend of the 31st, we will have in Chelsea, and Amanda, Deshawn from EMS, and Chief Jones, Nick Jones, have been working on setting up a mock crash. It's the time in rotation. It's been 4 years since the last time, to where on the 31st, which is an early release day, Chelsea will be sending out information for even families to be able to have discussions. It's grades 8 through 12 that will be around that, and for you to have parents and families to have conversations around that event. With that, Chelsea has also coordinated with Chief Jones to bring in people to help process the event. He has a group that he was wanting to bring in anyway, and it worked out well with him to be bringing those people in at that time. It will be happening over here on the campus, and so we, Chelsea, even today, continued to develop that day, what it would look like to even process that event with teachers and staff here. Anything I forgot? Okay. And then the last thing, also, as we've been doing the ISSs and OSSs, Mr. Gifford and I have been working on collaborating on the behavior matrix. We made some adjustments at a work session. We're going to continue to work on that and then present that to you guys so we can implement it into the student handbook. Are there any questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Stent?
Hello. As has been kind of stated already, it's been very busy with activities and sports recently. DDF had a meet in Ketchikan, which Mr. Fulton will come up and talk about here in just a moment. 2 weekends ago, we had home exhibition matches against Ketchikan for volleyball, which went very well. Our varsity team won both sets, so they did a great job. They just had an extremely long trip over to Haines, and they got back yesterday, and then they're off to Petersburg on Thursday. So they're doing a lot of traveling, but I know they're competing really hard, and they're happy to be home for the time that they're home right now. The big one was the wrestling home event that was Thursday through Saturday, and then getting everybody back on the ferry on Sunday. Like Principal Niggas said, we had probably about 170 student athletes here with another 30 or so chaperones and coaches with them. So the building was full. There was a lot going on, but just great competition all around. Like everything went really smoothly, and we heard nothing but compliments from the other opposing coaches and their cohort of fans and chaperones as well. And it all really boiled down to hospitality. They were just saying like, wow, you guys took care of us better than any place has ever taken care of us. And so that didn't happen on its own. That happened with Leslie and Mike helping me out a ton with the planning and preparation for that, which began back in August. And we brought up some refs from Kansas City who were great. We brought down 2 refs from Palmer who were fantastic. Chris Heidemann from the Juneau School District. If you ever see him out and about, please shake his hand and say thank you. This would not have happened without him running the scoring system. And the biggest thanks of all goes to the janitorial staff and the kitchen staff. They have put in a lot of extra time, and they've just answered the call every time and just have had smiling faces and been so helpful. So if there's any way that we could, as a district, look into thanking them and acknowledging just all the awesome things that they've done, like that would be fantastic. And then as far as middle school goes, a couple weekends ago, they went over to Ketchikan for cross country, did great. One of our 8th graders came in 2nd place in their race, so very proud of them for how they competed. And then as Principal Gifford mentioned, Show and Bar and Charter are coming this weekend, so there will be a ton of basketball going on, and we'll also incorporate a little skills competition just to break up the games and to give them a little break and do something fun. And both teams went over to Craig this past weekend, did a great job. I heard nothing but great things reported, and just really proud of our teams and our coaches right now. They're doing a great job. We're keeping them busy, but they're just, they're going right along with it. So, yeah, that's all I got. Any questions at all? Okay. Mr. Paul, would you like to come talk?
Hello, everyone. So we were in Ketchikan not too long ago for DDF. It was really kind of interesting in the sense that the new Ketchikan coaches were the old Ketchikan coaches. When I was a student at Sitka High School back in the day, it was really fun coaching alongside Dan Ortez and Lee Woodward rather than competing under them. It's a lot less intimidating to talk to Dan Ortez when you're not being judged by him as a coach, But they put on a wonderful meet. I do want to give some thanks to our administrators who allowed Kaya Pike to go over early to assist them with running the meet, and she did a fantastic job over there. We had 2 finalists at this meet. Evan Valley and Elizabeth Anderson broke through to finals. Elizabeth came in 6th place in her speech, and Evan came in 2nd place in their dramatic interpretation. I also wanted to talk a little bit about Kaya after the meet traveled to Indianapolis because last year she was chosen by OSOG to be the speech and debate representative to the National Federation of High School Activities Associations Committee on Education and Training. So she's been traveling to Indianapolis for the last year now to attend meetings to develop the trainings that are sent out to coaches. And at the meeting that she attended this past week, she learned that NFHS is going to be rolling out a new program called Protect the Purpose, which is a campaign to try and help reinforce the academics in sports and to make sure that schools are allowing student athletes to be students first and athletes second. So there will probably be some more information coming out from NFHS on that soon, but that's been a big push at the national level, and of course we've talked about that here as a district too, making sure that our student athletes are able to compete and do well, but that we're also making sure that academically we are doing our best by them. So it's a great meet. We're going to be traveling to Sitka in about a month, and then we will be hosting a DDF meet here in Metlakatla in December. It'll be December 12th and 13th, and then we've got to play just a few days after that. So December will be pretty busy. But please come watch the students, judge if you're able to when that time comes around. Any questions, concerns? All right. Thank you all.
Thank you. Mr. Lindsay.
I first want to thank the board, staff, and community for your support this month in response to my mom's passing. My family sends their gratitude as well. Just to be home with family, it's important, and we need to keep those priorities in mind as we look at different things. Spend time with family. You can't get that time back. I also want to pause for a moment and reflect on the devastation that took place in western Alaska coastal villages located on the Yukon Kuskokwim Delta. According to the Alaska Beacon, Typhoon Halong, I don't know if I said that right, resulted in the death of at least one person and the displacement of more than 1,500. As a district that serves the coastal community of Metlakatla, this tragedy hits close to home. Our thoughts and prayers are with the people who have been impacted. And as I look at how would we respond to this as a district and as a superintendent to move an entire village someplace else and continue schooling and continue the support? And it's entities like our student body rep here who sees that need and volunteers. And so just keep our friends and our neighbors close to your hearts as they are going through a very, very difficult time. Culture. The Indian Ed Title VI Parent Committee has reorganized. The committee members are Ken Lamont, Chelsea Martinez, Catherine Gifford, Jennifer McCarty, Gamas Bolton, Katrina Anderson, and Elizabeth Anderson serving as our student rep. Officers are Katrina Anderson as chair, Chelsea Cook as vice chair, and Chelsea Martinez as secretary. They organized the Orange Day Assembly, which has the theme of Every Child Matters. It's based on resiliency, and they honored a community elder at this event. I wasn't able to attend, but I hear it was a very, very positive event. They had a follow-up meeting on October 7th to plan Alaska Native Heritage Month activities, so there'll be more information coming out about that. That's what's great about this committee. They move. I have a hard time keeping up. There's a lot of things coming out of this committee. We did hold an in-service last Friday on the 17th with a presentation from a good friend of mine, Suzuki Huntington. Suzuki has been the cultural coordinator director for Bering Straits School District for the past 19 years, and she just finished 3 years as superintendent of Mount Edgecombe. This in-service focused on culturally relevant teaching practices and was really enjoyed and appreciated by our staff. I think this is one that we could probably bring back and go a little bit deeper into how the culture impacts the school, how we're impacting the culture, and how it can't be one or the other. It is those two together helping our kids get to rigorous education. And so I just think the way that she presents, I think she engaged the entire group. Communication, information concerning student fees were sent out to the community earlier this month. I have not received a formal response from DEED concerning the tribal consultation issue that I've been dealing with. However, we did receive conditional approval for Title I funding, and we're able to draw down those funds until a final response is given by DEED. Also, PC Cares final session was conducted on Friday the 17th. Chelsea will give a more formal report on that, but I wanted to give just a headline of what PC Cares is. It means promoting community conversations about research to end suicide. It is a community health program in Alaska that uses local facilitators to lead learning circles about suicide prevention. And this includes representatives of the school as well as the community. And so I think next month we'll have a formal presentation by Chelsea on how that went. Teaching and learning. We are moving forward with the task outlining our accreditation from last year. That includes building level RTI plans to support the goals of the accreditation. In addition, we will be starting discussions with experts about implementing the visible learning model this coming school year, fiscal year 27. And we're going to start with a book study this year in the buildings. And the book that we'll be looking at is by John Hattie. And it is really a detailed book on how and what visible learning looks like. I gave the board kind of a blurb about what visible learning is, but it's really recognizing those practices that are taking place that has the most impact on student learning and being able to implement those. Petersburg went through it this last year, and the gains they've seen in the classroom learning environment has just been incredible how much it's changed. And so this is something we'll be looking forward to support our accreditation. Grants, the Russ DLT grant, there's a lot of information on that in Ashley's report. But most of the equipment has arrived. We expect the rest of it to get here this week. We're working on our first reimbursement, which is going to be a good chunk of money because we bought all the equipment ahead of time. And then we have it stored in the auto shop that's secure as well as in the music annex. We're probably looking at a spring installation at the high school for this year. Secure rural schools, I have not received any new updates concerning secure rural schools, which is forestry seats. That will be a key point as we start developing fiscal year 27's budget. If you search AI for that, AI says that it's been approved. That is not the case. Go to the Congress website and really put in the bill, and you'll find that it's still sitting in the House subcommittee. Facilities and maintenance. We continue to work on rot in the duplexes due to water intrusion. First City Electric has been the go-ahead to tie in the generator to the CTE building and new facilities building. This will require a 4-day shutdown of the CTE building. 2 days for the 120, 208, and 2 days for the 480. We'll coordinate with Mr. Nigas and the CTE teachers when that needs to happen, but it will probably happen before Thanksgiving. We continue to plan for our site visit by deed for a facilities program. It'll happen in November. This is a 5-year monitoring. They come down and make sure we're in compliance. And Brielle's doing an incredible job getting them the information that we need to get them to. The new auto shop equipment in the new building will be installed in November as well. We have the lifts that need to be installed. The compressor is already running, and that'll allow them to completely move out of the CTE building into their workspace. And then greenhouse. We do have a work order in First City to tie in the power. We're having discussions and partnerships are being formed to support this resource. And some of that is through Got Geta and the community garden. And we hope that this will be a resource that we can use as a district in support of learning as well as support sustainable foods within the community. The last piece is I'll be out this weekend through Monday for family business down in Arizona. Any questions? Thank you.
Consent agenda. I'd like to make a motion to accept and approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
All approved?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, sorry. Consent agenda is approved. Okay, action items.
I'll make a motion to approve action items 6.1 through 6.6, FY26 extra duty, concession stands coordinator Jamie Guthrie, Miss Chiefs head coach Brandy Patterson, paraprofessional Ahu Lonnie Kaliakau, MOA with Javen Schoolcraft, out of state country travel leave approval for Chelsea Cook. First reading BP 6154 homework / makeup work, and seeking board approval to purchase of the Sharp equipment list.
I'll second that.
I'll second.
All approved. Motion carried. Hearing of individuals and or groups.
Oh, we gotta say aye.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Okay, hearing. Oh. I thought I said that. Well, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. I'll get this. Okay, hearing of individuals and or groups. No? Items of information and discussion.
Are we gonna do put a workshop on the books?
We need to. I have a request to look at our graduation ceremonies from the building, and I would like to propose that go on the next work session.
So we're gonna do a work session.
We also have this BP 6154 homework makeup. Right now, by board policy, when a student is on out-of-school suspension, they can't do schoolwork, and that puts them behind if it's an extended suspension. And times have changed since this was adopted in 2006. It's probably time that we start looking at this and really look at what benefits our kids, and so kids aren't double jeoparded with a consequence. And so that's the reason we had the first reading today. So those two, at least, I would like to put on the agenda.
And when is our next meeting?
Our next meeting is the 18th. Do we want to do it the first week of November? The 3rd through the 7th.
Works for me. Oh,
Parent teacher conference. So, the 3rd, 4th, or 7th? Or I can pick a date and text everyone.
sure.
Do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is anybody not going to be here?
The first week.
No, I'll be here that first week.
First week?
Yeah,
Okay.
first and second week.
4th?
That's election day.
3rd? Wait. How about my, no. I'll text you guys.
Okay. Sounds good.
Adjournment. Can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to adjourn at 4:47.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Say aye. Motion carried.
Thanks, everybody, for coming.
Thank you.